You're standing in line at the grocery store. You know the exact feeling. The fluorescent lights are buzzing overhead. The person behind you is standing just a little too close, and the cashier is scanning your items. It's nothing crazy. Milk, bread, eggs, maybe a frozen pizza because you're honestly just too exhausted to cook tonight. And with every single beep of the scanner, your heart rate ticks up just a little bit. You did the mental math in the car, and you did it in the aisle. It should be fine. But then you slide your card into the reader. The little screen says, processing, and it just stays there for a second too long. The wheel spins, and then the machine lets out that sharp, flat beep, and the screen flashes the dreaded word, declined. In that moment, the heat that rushes to your face isn't just embarrassment. It's a profound, crushing sense of panic. You mumble something about a bank fraud alert, pull out a credit card you swore you wouldn't use, and get out of there as fast as humanly possible. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about financial psychology and why some people effortlessly build wealth while the rest of us silently panic at the checkout counter. Finance gurus scream at us to stop buying $5 lattes, as if coffee is the reason you can't afford a house. But nobody talks about the messy, ugly, and painfully slow reality of clawing your way from zero to your first $100,000. Today we are going to walk through that exact journey, not just the math, but the psychology, because the person you are at $0 is fundamentally, chemically different from the person you have to become to hold on to $100,000. If you feel stuck right now, understanding exactly which phase you are in will completely change how you approach your life tomorrow morning. Phase 1. $0 to $1,000. The defensive scramble. We have to start at zero, or, for a lot of us, negative numbers. When you are hovering around zero, your entire existence is a defensive maneuver. You're playing financial whack-a-mole. You get paid on Friday, and by Monday morning, it's entirely deployed to rent, car payments, and credit card minimums. You aren't trying to get ahead. You are just trying not to drown. This phase is a state of chronic, low-grade trauma to your nervous system. You check your bank app with one eye closed. When you have no money, money is the only thing you can think about. When friends invite you out, you say, "I can't. I have a thing." The thing is that you only have $14 to your name until next Thursday. To break out, you have to stop the bleeding. Sit down with a piece of paper and track every single dollar leaving your life. You'll find you're paying $14.99 a month for a PDF editor you used once in 2021. Getting to your first $1,000 is about radical defense. Cancel the subscriptions, sell the old guitar, pick up an extra shift. That $1,000 is your shock absorber. It pays for the flat tire so it doesn't end up on a credit card at 24% interest. It breaks the cycle of emergencies becoming debt. Phase 2. $1,000 to $10,000. The trench warfare. Okay, you have $1,000. You can breathe a little, but now you enter the hardest, most grueling part of the financial journey. Welcome to the trenches. This phase is about paying off consumer debt or painstakingly saving your first real chunk of change. And honestly, it sucks. It takes forever, and nobody pats you on the back for it. You pack your lunch, say no to vacations, and play by the rules. Yet you make a $300 credit card payment, $180 goes to interest, and the balance barely moves. It feels like bailing out a sinking boat with a teaspoon. This is where fatigue sets in, and people quit. You think, I work 40 hours a week, I deserve a nice dinner. Boom, self-sabotage drops you right back to phase 1. To survive the trenches, math doesn't matter, psychology does. Dave Ramsey's debt snowball method works here because you are an emotional creature who needs a win. You need the dopamine hit of seeing a zero balance, even if it's just a $400 medical bill. Keep your financial blinders on. Ignore the friend posting from a yacht in Mykonos. They're probably financing it at 29% APR. Keep bailing water. Eventually, the boat floats. Phase 3. $10,000 to $25,000. The nervous system's reset. One day, you look up and realize you have $10,000 to $20,000 to your name. You have no bad debt and a fully funded emergency fund. A strange thing happens to your body. You physically relax. This phase is about healing from poverty trauma. When you've lived in fight or flight mode, peace feels unnatural. The first time my car broke down in this phase, the mechanic quoted me $800. In the past, I would have cried into my steering wheel. This time, I just said, okay, fix it. That is what your first $10,000 to $25,000 buys you. It buys you the luxury of an inconvenience simply remaining an inconvenience. But the danger here is comfort. This is the birthplace of lifestyle creep. You feel rich compared to where you were, so your baseline expands. Suddenly, you need premium Spotify and an $80 moisturizer. To survive, practice intentional friction. Automate your savings to a bank app you don't keep on your phone. Out of sight, out of mind. Phase 4. $25,000 to $50,000. The great skill up. You're stable. You have a safety net. Now we enter the messy middle, where a brutal realization hits. You cannot save your way to real wealth. Frugality has a flaw. You can't cut your rent or groceries to zero. Defense is capped, but offense is infinite. To break past $25,000, you must stop hyperfixating on clipping coupons and start obsessing over increasing your income. This is the great skill up. Loyalty to a company giving you 2% annual raises is financial suicide. Inflation eats that for breakfast. Get uncomfortable. Ask your boss for a 15% raise based on your value. If they say no, update your resume and jump ship to a competitor. If corporate life isn't your thing, start a side hustle. Not toxic, wake up at 4 a.m. and take an ice bath, hustle culture, but monetizing existing skills on weekends. Freelance writing, consulting, walking dogs. You are aggressively trading your time for cash to build a bigger shovel. A $50 monthly investment is cute, but a $1,000 monthly investment actually moves the needle. Phase 5. $50,000 to $75,000. The boring mirage and the compound grind. Statistically, you are doing great. But psychologically, this phase feels incredibly, overwhelmingly boring. Finance influencers rave about the magic of compound interest, but they don't mention that for the first 5 to 10 years, it's practically invisible. If you have $50,000 invested and the market returns 8%, you make $4,000. That's a nice vacation, but it's not life-changing. You start wondering if the sacrifices were worth it. This boredom makes you impatient. You start looking for shortcuts, individual tech stocks, weird altcoins, options trading. Don't do it. Getting wealthy is like watching paint dry. It is the repeated execution of mundane tasks. Auto transfer, auto invest, go to work, repeat. If you want excitement, go skydiving. Don't use your portfolio for entertainment. You are laying the deep, underground concrete foundation of a skyscraper. Stay the course and ignore the noise. Phase 6. $75,000 to $99,999. The identity shift and the time trade. You are so close to 6 figures you can taste it. But here, your relationship with money demands a profound identity shift. Until now, your identity was rooted in scrappiness. You were the grinder who drove to 3 stores to save $12 on produce. But as you approach $100,000, the equation flips. You are no longer poor in money, but you are becoming poor in time. Your brain is still wired for poverty, which means you might ruin your entire weekend doing a terrible job painting your own bedroom just to save $300 on a professional. You have to let that scrappy identity go. What got you from $0 to $10,000 won't get you from $100,000 to $1 million. Start strategically deploying money to buy back your life. If house cleaning takes 4 hours and you make $40 an hour, pay someone $100 to clean it. You just bought back 4 hours of your limited time on Earth to rest or build your income. Stop buying cheap boots that ruin your back. Buy the $200 boots that last a decade. Transition from a money saver to a wealth manager. Phase 7. $100,000. The anticlimax and the true freedom. And then it happens. It's a random Tuesday. You log into your accounts, and there it is. $100,000. You refresh the page, and you know what happens? Absolutely nothing. There are no fireworks. You still have to do your laundry, and your boss still annoys you. It is the biggest anticlimax of your financial life. But beneath the surface, the physics of your life have shifted. Charlie Munger famously said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. Find a way to get your hands on $100,000. Why? Because $100,000 is the critical mass where math takes over the heavy lifting. At $100,000, an 8% return generates $8,000 a year. Your money just woke up, put on a hard hat, and out-earned what many people can save in an entire year. You've pushed the boulder to the top of the mountain, and now it's rolling downhill on its own momentum. But the true prize isn't the math. It's the profound, untouchable sense of autonomy. If your boss yells at you, you don't cower. You have years of living expenses backing you up. You can say no to forced relocations. You can take 6 months off to care for a sick parent. You have bought the ultimate luxury, your own agency. The wrap-up. Where are you right now? Panicking at the checkout line, bailing water in the trenches, waiting out the boring middle? Wherever you are, give yourself some grace. The internet has warped our sense of reality. You see 22-year-old dropshippers on TikTok and feel like you're failing. But real wealth, the kind that heals generational trauma and secures your future, is built slowly. It's built in the unglamorous decisions to pack a lunch, ask for a raise, and automate your investments when the market is bleeding red. The road from $0 to $100,000 will test your patience and force you to shed the versions of yourself holding you back. But I promise you, the view from the top of that first mountain, knowing your family is safe and your time is finally your own, is worth every single miserable step. Figure out which phase you're in today, accept it, execute the strategy for that phase, and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Give it enough time and the math will inevitably work in your favor. You've got this. Keep going.